I'm Madeline Erickson, and this tutorial is to show you how to make a robot hand. All you need are scissors, straws, rope, a ruler, tape, and something to write with. So the first thing that you have to do is trace your hand. So literally just put your hand down, use a writing utensil, I'm choosing a marker, and trace your hand. It's important that you don't make it too thin so that way you can cut it out. You don't need to use fancy paper. I'm just using construction paper. You could use printer paper. It does need to be a little bit thicker though. Alright, and for time reasons, I've already cut out my hand, and this is one that I've used. I've decorated it. I even put my ring. So, after you decorate it, you want to flip it over, and that's where you're going to tape your straws down. Now, you're going to have to cut these straws. So you take a normal straw, you're going to need about 4 or 5 of them maybe, and you're going to cut 5 pieces that are 3 inches long. That's why we have our ruler. If you look here, that's about 3 inches long, and one that is 1 inch long. So you need 5 pieces that are 1 inch long, and 5 pieces that are 3 inches long. If you haven't figured it out, it's 1 for each hand or finger. So, after you cut your straws, whatever side you design on, you're going to flip it over, and you're going to tape your straws to the back. So I'm starting with these small 1 inch cut straws, and you're going to tape one down at the base of each finger. Use 1 piece of tape for each straw. Now, you're going to take your rope, and it's important that whatever string or yarn you're using is able to go through the straws. And I'm going to cut 5 pieces of string. You want to make them about 10 inches or longer. You can always cut them shorter, but you can't always make them longer. That's why we start out with 10, or at least 10, and then we can cut them shorter if we need to. And what you do is you string it through each straw. And one thing you can do, so that way it doesn't fall apart, your string, you can always tape one end of it, so it makes it easier. Because after you tape it, it should be able to stay where it was. Kind of like a shoelace. Almost done. Got 2 more. And the last one. Voila, you're halfway through. After you've strung them through, you want to tape them at the very end. So you're going to need 5 pieces of tape. And all you're going to do, strap that around. So that way your rope stays. Like so. Now, the last part is kind of a preference. You can, if you have a big enough straw, you can string every single one through every rope through one straw, or if you're like me, I need 5 because they are not big enough to hold all the ropes. And some people like to color code it because eventually what we're hoping to do is be able to move one finger down, mimicking what a robot does. But you might want to color code it because sometimes the strings get very close together and it's confusing which string moves what finger. So all you have to do here is string your bigger pieces through. Two more. Last one. And then the last thing you want to do is bring all the straws close together. You want them hanging off the edge a little bit and tape them down with one piece. This makes it more centralized and you can hold it without touching your hand. And look, it looks like you're grabbing something. You can flip it over and each hand should work. A lot of the kids that I've showed this like to make a peace sign, which I think is pretty cool. So the last thing I'll do is peace sign. Ta-da!